Hello, I'm Cole Powell, award-winning singer-songwriter for Random Mind Records. If you enjoy what you hear, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, click the bell for notifications. Consider supporting us on Patreon for exclusive perks, including polls and long-form reactions. Also, be sure to check out our brand new arts and media podcast, Words Like That, hosted by me, wherever you get your podcasts. All right, now I'll shut up and get to it.
Can't handle words like that. Words like that. No, no, no.
We did, Kyle and I, our producer, did a reaction to Bobby Hatfield, Righteous Brothers, Andy Williams show performance, and I remember 1960, whatever it was. And at the beginning of the thing, I said that I'd already seen the video. Kyle had not. I was going to show it to him. And I said, you know, I'm not 100% sure if he's not lip-syncing. Bobby Hatfield isn't lip-syncing on this. But even if he is, he's recorded another vocal track because it's not the same vocal track on the original release studio recording. So it's still worth checking out either way. So then we watch the thing, and while we're watching, I'm trying to really get a read to figure out if he's lip-syncing this or not, and it becomes clear there's no way he's lip-syncing this. This is totally live, which makes it more impressive. It was already impressive whether it was a new studio track recording or not, but it was more impressive if he's doing it live. So by the end of the thing, I'm like, me and Kyle are like, yeah, no, he's definitely doing this live. Look at him. This is just incredible. Can you imagine having that much talent? Blah, blah, blah. We got so many comments on that video. It was actually technically released twice because we released the full reaction show with like 5 reactions on there, and then we released just that one reaction separately, and we had comments on both that insisted that lip syncing didn't exist in television in that era. And my comment monitor read all these and was like, you know, people are saying that lip syncing wasn't a thing back then, which I and Kyle and our comment monitor all know is not the case. So I was originally going to respond to why that wasn't the case, but in the meantime, one of our regular viewers, great viewer, this is Boss Fan, addressed it in the comment section, and I'm just going to read what he said because it's exactly what I would have said. I could not put it any better. So here we go. This is Boss Fan 49. For TV shows, sometimes the bands would perform everything live. Sometimes the band would mime along to a recording and only the vocals were live. Sometimes everything was mimed, instruments and vocals. It depended on the show, the artists, the producers, management, etc. That is 100% correct. I can't really add anything to that other than if you want some evidence. Here is a clip of Bobby Darin lip-syncing his heart out on one of Dick Clark's shows in 1959. Here is a 2021 Forbes interview from my favorite artist of all time, John Fogerty, talking about Creedence Clearwater Revival's appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show, in which he talked about singing live, the vocals live, but to a pre-recorded track, and the band was just faking it. Interviewer: were you live or lip-syncing on the show? Fogerty: the music was pre-recorded, and I sang live. And here is 2004 New York Times article. This was published February 1st, 2004. It was written by Chris Nelson. And here is a snippet from this article. Oddly, lip-syncing got its big break because of union regulations. According to Mark Weingarten, author of Station to Station, The History of Rock and Roll on Television, no one could quite figure out what sort of royalties singers deserve for a live TV performance. So in the early days, they just faked it. Later, the practice continued out of sheer expediency. On American Bandstand and most variety shows of the 1960s, vocals and instrumentals were all faked. Keith Moon, the drummer for The Who, famously registered his contempt for the custom by flubbing his part on the Smothers Brothers show. So, I'm not sure where this came from, and I don't know what age all these people who were commenting this on the channel. I don't know if they were different ages or they're all from the generation that watched these live. I know at least one commenter is from that generation who watched this stuff live. So all I can figure is that people just didn't realize that there was often lip syncing on the shows. They just were operating under the impression that it was all live and nobody was dubbing it, and just went from there. I don't know, but that's not the case. There was plenty of lip syncing live all over television as far back as the 50s. And in the case of Bobby Hatfield, no, he wasn't lip syncing. However, I still stand by my statement that there was a possibility that he could have been lip syncing in that performance because it was a standard practice on TV shows for the time. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Consider supporting us on Patreon, and we'll see you soon.